Hello everyone, this is Professor A.G. Iyer, President of the Renewable Energy Promotion Association and also the President of the ENERTIA Foundation, as well as the Editor-in-Chief and Publisher of ENERTIA, Asia's premier journal on sustainable energy, power and renewables. Welcome to all, and this is a curtain raiser or a prelude to the fifth in the series of our gas economy conclaves. This is called the fifth gas economy 2021, a virtual conclave, first time to be held virtually. It is actually our first virtual conclave, as we have done physical conclave all these years, and now post-COVID, we will be having this first virtual conclave and on the subject of the gas economy for India. And we already have issued a brochure, and we are inviting all the stakeholders into this forum. The date is Friday, the 20th August 2021. It's about a couple of weeks away from now. And today I'm going to brief you along with my colleague and on the Governing Council of REPA, our Associate Director, Honorary Associate Director for REPA, and also on the ENERTIA Foundation, Shri PVSN Murthy. Welcome, Murthy Saab. Welcome to you on the show. So basically, we are going to do a bit, and I know what we have worked out, so that everybody other than the brochure can understand, basically what is our agenda for the day on the 20th. Interesting part of this is, it all began, with about 2009. We started our first gas economy, and it used to be a kind of a conclave which was part of decentralized and distributed power generation. As we went along, gas economy came on its own because we introduced this term to the market in India, and ENERTIA Foundation and REPA were the first. So REPA was born 2011, and the foundation was born 2012. But that time it was under the ENERTIA journal that we coined this term gas economy, because we believed that a transitional or an intermediate fuel to reach renewable energy, or the bridge fuel, or the bridge energy source would be basically, we thought, would come from the gas. And gas has several connotations. When we say natural gas, it can refer to RLNG, which is regasified liquefied natural gas. It could be use of bio-CNG, or what we call the compressed biogas. It can be that. And it could also be simply the portion of bringing natural gas into the country, or using natural gas available in our resource basins like Godavari and other sources of natural gas available in the country. And also, the huge import that comes via the liquefied natural gas. And a fourth dimension to it is how this natural gas is leading to an economy called the hydrogen-based future. So hydrogen is a future fuel. So basically what we are looking at is that in an era where people have been discussing fundamentally ideas like electric vehicles, and we are putting a burden on a very rare earth resource called lithium through the lithium-ion batteries and other technologies. One fundamental that comes into my mind, and I think Murthy Saab will second it, that wherever there is a scarce resource, it can't be used for an abundant use by humanity. So when it was crude oil, it was considered to be reasonable for 300, 400 years availability, and that's why people went to processing crude and into petrochemical sector, because of the abundance. But it was not infinite. So that realization has come now. And the second part was the problem of carbon emissions and the climate action and the climate change that is coming on top of us, and we need to work on that. That's why that portion has come down. So suddenly the pitch changed towards renewable energy. But when the pitch goes towards renewable energy, our biggest challenge is we have mostly renewables in intermittent zone, minus hydropower. All the renewables are intermittent. Solar is only 6 hours. And, although it is available throughout the world, but about 120 odd countries are sun countries, out of the 200 odd countries. Out of the 120 countries, we can say countries like India or most of the desert region can boast of 6 to 8 hours of extracting solar power in a in situ basis. That means no storage, direct comes into the grid and consumed, or goes to decentralized zones and gets consumed, and small batteries give storage to home systems and other things and decentralized fashion. That is the only way we can use solar, and it's a very fixed time frame in which solar will be available to each nation or each region. Now in the wind also, there is a question, because again, the efficiency of solar was a question. About 19 field efficiencies are even 16% at times, but maximum 19% is the efficiency of conversion. It can go up to 21, but today we have to still see constant field efficiency of 21% plus. So let us assume it will go up to 23 or something. But still, we are not seeing efficiencies of the order of 40%, 50% of the thermal power. Wind is a similar situation, even more intermittent. It is a more informed power. It totally depends on the wind conditions and velocity. And again, the energy resource is very limited. Now, this we are talking in terms of power generation. But then, when you take to electric vehicles, you will use the same grid, public grid, to transport, because you will be either consuming directly from the grid, which is better, or you will be consuming through electric battery source, where you will actually power a lithium-ion battery using the source of the grid. Now, using the source of the grid itself is a question mark, because the predominant energy in countries like India, very heavy consumption countries like China, is coming from coal. Then we are predominantly using the continuous availability of coal power to charge our batteries. So it is in this background, and we are not getting into this argument. It is in this background that the importance of a transitional fuel or an intermediate economy has to be understood, which we visualized in 2009. Then we continued to pitch for it, and this is the 5th of the series of the conclave from 2009 onwards. We could only do 5 of these discussions, but it is hotting up now. Last year, 2020 was our 4th in December, and within no time, we have done our 5th gas economy. The 4th gas economy was held with India Power and Energy Conclave. Today, we have brought it out to a standalone conclave in the digital mode. And thankfully, it's the right time. And we have got support from the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India. We discussed this matter with Tarun Kapoor because we wanted to promote the indigenization, where, you know, the whole question of the Atmanirbhar and other things are coming in. But basically, our way is that, first of all, what we are doing is we have to ensure that the transport sector gets an intermediate fuel. So if you replace diesel here, and in the power plant, if we can, at least for 25 megawatt, we can fire, then we can defray the carbon to the extent of 77% by using natural gas. Murthy sir, what is your view on this? At least to start with, we can put the gas in, and gas can power, and the advantage of gas is a peak source, just like hydro. It's capable of peak shaving, and in the power sector, it's capable of powering our fertilizer sector. It's capable of bringing clean and green fuel to transport via LNG itself, which is already happening. And the big dimension that we want to talk about is the SATAT. I will explain SATAT later, but I want to take a general view of our, one of the eminent members of the council on this issue first.
It is absolutely. We have about 24.9 gigawatt of gas-based energy production installed capacity is available. But
if you put another 3 gigawatt of captive, it will 28. Another 3 gigawatt of captive is there. So 28.
28. Out of that, about 12,000 are stressed assets today. They are declared stressed assets on the gas, power plants. And in 2021, 22%, that's 5,600 megawatt, never got any amount of gas for production. That is the state of affairs in the gas production. And the gas production with 28 gigawatt of capacity could have helped the grid very much. It's very plug and play system basically to the grid. And that we missed out actually. That's one of the major things. And also I would like to share here, having coming from the southern states of Telugu speaking states, we have about 2.8 gigawatt of gas-based power projects in the Andhra Pradesh state installed capacity available, and all are in the private sector. All these are come up in the private sector, and all of them are languishing for the allocation of gas. The Reliance district was supposed to give the power for the gas for them, and it never came. And they are languishing for gas, and their idle assets today again for those promoters who have done these projects. This includes GVK, GMR, and Lanco. These are the assets they have lying idle for a long time. So how we are going to get developed into these things? Most important, you need to, along with the fertilizer, if you are able to allocate power or gas to the power sector, then you can utilize this capacity fully, and it can use almost efficiency will be as high as 90% availability. You can do it. Plant load factor can be as high as 92-94%. You can achieve it, and that's what we need to get into power generation for the gas allocation. I think that needs to be seen by the developers also. And as you correctly said, we must replace diesel also with the gas. That's one of the major things which is required for the transport sector, and that where most of the things will be requiring for this purpose. And for electrical vehicles, putting the lithium battery long systems, that's again a big problem. Batteries are a long term this one, and you have to replace the batteries. They cannot be continuously working for a long time. So it's another area which needs to be seen by the policymakers very carefully on these issues. And I think these issues have been skipped by many of the policymakers in the earlier stages. That's what is needed.
Right. So, one of the things that I wish to state is we have a very prime focus on the SATAT scheme of the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas in this forum. And also another big partnership is the Indian Gas Exchange, which is the first gas exchange, which is promoted by the IEF, Indian Energy Exchange. And Mr. Rajesh Mendratta has been kind enough to support this forum. And their focus is that they can make, I would say, as is where is gas, trading and availability of natural gas to the sector, both captive power industry, which needs natural gas, and the second part is the fertilizer industry. So we want to, this I want, because India's priority sector is fertilizer sector.
Absolutely.
So making available gas to both fertilizer and power is very keen. But my view is fertilizer, power, transport, all needs gas, natural gas.
Yeah, all three should get equal.
Yeah. And the fourth part is the domestic fuel part where we are using LPG. So it is important to go from cylinder-based supplies to pipe supply. It's a very long-term game plan for it. So we would like to look at the entire gas economy, which includes city gas distribution, gas to rural area, and then probably replace bio-CNG, which is basically compressed biogas, as our powering the rural economy and powering the decentralized system. So for this, we are supporting the initiatives, fantastic initiatives taken by Tarun Kapoor at the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and he has taken fantastic initiatives in this direction. And we believe that we can do wonders, basically, and we can in fact work with him in a big way. So we lost you for some time, but we are back. And basically, what I am saying is Tarun Kapoor, he is the same man with whom REPA worked when he was the Joint Secretary at the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And that time he powered the renewable energy movement. And today we have come to at least 40 gigawatt. We were supposed to, by 2020, our target was under the National Solar Mission was only 20 gigawatt, which doubled. And we were talking about actually doing by 2020 to 100 gigawatt. That's our report, REPA report, which finally is adopted by the government of India. And the target for government in India is 100 gigawatt by 2022, which is our RASMIN, Rashtriya Urja Saurya Mission. Similar type of mission statement will emerge on the 20th for gas economy from us. And one of the key areas of that is indigenizing gas production, natural gas production through indigenous sources. And one of the best sources, conversion of our entire waste, whether it's agro waste, whether it's a municipal waste, whether it's any kind of bio generation waste, and a possibility of extracting bio-CNG or what we call as compressed biogas out of this entire source, right? Of course, the efficiencies of production and the thermal efficiency of conversion is a question. There are two parts to it. One is production of biogas or compressed biogas with 60% methane rating, 60%, and then expanding the whole thing, methane content, to 98%. That is biogas upgradation. So first production and upgradation. So two areas are there. In this, one of the very interesting things that happened is REPA is got our patent member Evonik from Germany, a $13 billion corporation, and they are eyeing this wonderful technology they have brought, is the membrane technology for biogas upgradation. So very world-class technology is available for biogas upgradation from them. And we see also biogas plants, OEMs coming forward to join hands with the government of India, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and their assigned companies, basically IOCL, BPCL, HPCL, and GAIL, to fundamentally look at this as a model to ensure that the biogas is generated or compressed biogas generated rural and semi-urban areas, and those plants, there is a procurement. The news that I want to give you is that we are privy to closely working with the ministry, and what has come out is ministry is doing extraordinary work. and under Tarun Kapoorji, who's today the Secretary Petroleum. And what is happening over there is that today, while I am talking to you, and by the time it will come, I think it will be more, we have more than 2,200 plants which have received 2,200 letter of intents issued. Totally 5,000 plants were to be built. Total plants to be built were around 5,000. And we have letter of intent issued to 2,200 odd plants. In fact, the figures are here in front of me from the sources in the ministry itself. And the SATAT, which is the Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transmission, that is the full form of SATAT, scheme was started for production of compressed biogas in the year 2018, on the 1st of October 2018. And the aim was to establish 5,000 plants at a cost of 1,75,000 crores, which is equivalent to 20.5 billion euros. And till now, Government of India has, as on date when I'm talking to you, is 2275. That means close to 50% LOIs have been given. And around 12 plants, compressed biogas plants, are under production, with 23 retail outlets and 2 industrial consumers. So it's a reasonable movement. And I will give you what is the thing that happened. We met on 15th April, Tarun Kapoor Saab in New Delhi. And that time the entire stakeholder of the ministry had joined. That time we were told about 1,200 odds LOIs were there. And when Tarun Kapoor came in April 2020, the LOIs were in the region of 500 to 600. So you will see sudden progress under him. And now the challenge is going towards financing. And we are actually representing this with the Indian Banks Association and also other banking institutions, because now the challenge is the banks have to provide loan to the promoters of these projects under the MS scheme. And it is being labeled as a priority lending scheme by none other than Reserve Bank of India. In spite of that priority lending scheme, it seems there are some hiccups coming in the banking sector because they are demanding collateral between 1.2 to 1.6 times. So these basic issues have to be sorted out. And by the time we go to 20th, our letters and representations would have already gone in this direction in support of the Honorable Ministry of Power, Secretary Ministry of Power, who is the officer executing this job. So, and then the oil and gas sector companies, we are supporting this public sector. Great initiative, SATAT, basically sustainable alternative towards affordable transportation. And there is a role of the Ministry of Surface Transport subsequently, because they are the ones who are going to see that this is also an alternative route. Now, one of the things is it's not going to be only electric vehicles. And again, I told you the problem of lithium batteries because their life is less. So absolutely, I think we have to also ensure that IC engine, the internal combustion engine technology, adapts to new fuels. That means we can convert the diesel engine based economy into a gas operated economy on the transport sector. That is what we are looking at in this whole game. So it's like direct consumption, and that is more efficient than going towards electricity consumption from the grid.
Absolutely.
Gas is available. Godavari KG D6 basin is producing better result and outcome in the 21. In this COVID times, there is better production already reported. And all these issues will be deliberated on that day. And the hydrogen is definitely the future. So what I want to, can we get the photo of this man also? Our photo download. This guy. That American. So we have a very interesting information to be given, Murthy Saab, the people who watch this. Important information is Tarun Kapoor Saab, the Secretary Ministry of Petroleum, has in principle agreed to come to our forum at 3 o'clock on that day.
Great. That's great.
And he will be available with us from 3 to 4. If possible, he may extend, because we are also recognizing people when he is there. We are recognizing 4 or 5 people during that session, which will come out. And one of the recognition for the day is our old friend and former Secretary Petroleum, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, S.C. Tripathi, whom we lost on 19th of May due to COVID. He was the man who actually supported the idea of gas economy for us. And we will, just like Yogendra Prasad supported the hydro issue, in fact, Tripathi Saab was very much in support of the gas economy ideas that ENERTIA gave. So he was on part of our forums. 2018, he led the discussions also on the gas economy. 2015 also he did it. He is our lifetime achiever for ENERTIA awards. He's an achiever. 2015, he received the lifetime achievement award. All these backgrounds are there. So with this, we are going to honor him also on that day. And this honor will be done during the presence of the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas current secretary, Honorable Shri Tarun Kapoor Saab. So basically, it's very, very ideal way to recognize S.C. Tripathi Saab's work and his contribution to India's gas economy as an ex-secretary and one of the most distinguished petroleum secretaries we had in our country. So that is one thing which I want to share. The second part, The second part, Murthy Saab, we have to tell the audience is very important, that in the morning, even though it will be midnight in America, we are being joined by a very interesting man. His name is John Rosebush. John Rosebush is the founder, CEO and managing director, chairman and managing director of Worldwide Development Corporation, which has right now brought its claim is towards a patented technology using kinetic energy and water basically to produce abundant energy beyond imagination. And he's saying his patented technology, and they have taken the United Nations challenge. That in that challenge, in the UN challenge, if Rosebush and his team are unable to convince the world and the United Nations, then they will forfeit the rights to patent to this technology. So that is the kind of challenge they have taken with their technology. So he will be joining us in honor for us. What I like is he may succeed or fail. We know Edison failed 1,000 times in making the bulb.
Yeah, true.
So he succeeded after many, many years. That's what it is. So this challenge is very important, and he's joining us on that day. And on 10th, this 10th, I'm doing an exclusive interview of John Rosebush, which will also be part of this curtain raiser. So he's coming with a very innovative idea of use of hydrogen, and he's promoting hydrogen economy. So he's our master to pitch for the hydrogen on the day. And we will also have Alberts like Vijay Rangan, who is on our board, the ex-executive director of ONGC. He will be also part of this. Then we will also have, Chemtrol's chairman and managing director, Mr. Nand Kumar, as part of it. We have Barjan Solar's managing director and chairman, Mr. Dr. Kora. With that, we will be joined by none other than our colleague from Germany, Dr. Hridesh Khanna, who will be honored on the day. We will be joined by one of the director and board members of Evonik, Dr. Baumgarten, who would also be there part of the day. And we are expecting a very good audience on the day. And I hope that we can also get our ex-IOC MD, Sarthak Behuria, along with us on that day. So we are discussing, it's a fluid situation. A lot of people want to join. Dr. V.K. Garg has also more or less confirmed that he will be part of the, who was also earlier in ONGC and later on became chairman of the Power Finance Corporation. So he will be also coming. So, of course, they are a little skeptical about certain schemes, but I am very gung-ho about SATAT scheme. I am fully supporting and backing SATAT on the day. We have one full session of SATAT, which I told you after the secretary comes, then also we'll continue up to 5:30. Morning session, we will have a general session. We also have an agricultural group called FICAT. Basically, it's the full form. Jaga will tell us the FICAT, right? FICAT. Okay. It is the Federation of. See, we have got this organization from North joining us. It's a farmers organization, and this will be joining us. FICAT will be joining us. Dr. Jagveer Yadav will be part of that whole thing. That is also there. Then anyway, I told you about the gas exchange already. Indian gas exchange will be a major part of our discussions, and wherever they wish to join, they will also be making a presentation. We hope that we will get. We have already made a presentation of Evonik to the ministry ourselves and Evonik technology, but we hope that Evonik members would be also there as part of this, because we are definitely fully supporting what Evonik is doing in India.
Federation of Indian Chamber of Agriculture.
Okay, it is called Federation of Indian Chamber.
Just putting it up.
This is what he's put. Federation, which is Jagveer Yadav. Federation. Give me the full name, please.
Federation of Indian Chamber of Agriculture and Trade and Services.
Correct.
Federation Trade and Services.
Trade and Services. So it is promoted by Dr. Jagveer Yadav, it is very closely working with the government of India. So they have joined us. So one full session will be there with the chamber itself. So this is for information. Then
good.
We are
Very
also
good,
joined by Dr. S.L. We are also going to have Dr. S.L. Patil and team. Dr. S.L. Patil is the convener in chief and one of the executive directors of the Captive Power Producers Association. So he's an old friend, Dr. S.L. Patil, and he's also into regulatory issues. And so he will be also coming as part of the story. And we are also expecting many fertilizer companies, executives to join us from the country. So a holistic proposition there. So this is what fifth gas economy is all about. And we will also be represented, as I told you, international representatives are joining us. I have already given you some leading figures who will be part of this whole thing. So that's what rounded part of this whole story of the fifth gas economy 2021 is. So any word, Murthy Saab, anything that you wish to convey on this? Any last statement that you wish to?
The fifth gas economy is. Yes. The fifth gas economy is going to be one of our first virtual program of REPA, and with the type of experts joining and with the support from the Ministry of Petroleum, it's going to be one of the best show of our REPA coming up as a virtual program. And many stalwarts are joining it. Please mark your date and time, and please join us in this excellent program organized by REPA. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you all of you. Looking forward to be with you on the 20th of August 2021, a very important day of the fifth gas economy 2021, organized by Renewable Energy Promotion Association along with ENERTIA Foundation and supported by the ENERTIA Journey. Thank you once again. I'm the President, REPA, President, ENERTIA Foundation, and the Editor-in-Chief and Publisher of ENERTIA with you. Goodbye, namaskar, and looking forward to all of you. Best wishes, and please support the forum. Please support the forum, both physically and also, if possible, all the companies, I would request them to contribute and support the forum, the non-profit REPA and ENERTIA Foundation in whatever way you can. And looking forward to that success of this. Thanks, all of you.